Game Master.
Welcome to another episode of the Captain N the Game Master review series. Last time I already covered the origins of Captain N and what the series is all about, and reviewed the first two episodes, Kevin in Videoland, where Kevin Keene gets sucked into a cartoon video game world, meets his favorite video game heroes who look nothing like their video game counterparts, and becomes the legendary Game Master. And in episode 2, How's Bayou, he sets out on a mission to rescue his dog Duke inside the land of the adventures of Bayou Billy. This time, episode 3, The Most Dangerous Game Master. This is probably one of my favorite episodes and one I remember the most fondly watching as a kid, because it hits a lot of those Nintendo tropes like having an evil counterpart, and more importantly, it becomes a Castlevania-focused episode. What, you thought Netflix was the first one to have an animated Castlevania? Wrong. Captain N the Game Master did it first, although it's a little different. If you remember the Bayou Billy episode, Mother Brain also has Dr. Wily under her command, and had him create a weird biological monster to hunt Kevin. This time he's being used properly to create a mechanical being, as he should be, while Eggplant Wizard is dreaming of produce. I love the character of Eggplant Wizard, he's so stupid, but it's funny.
Oh, you beautiful peach, you. Oh, come to Eggy. Boy, that was one heavy dream.
In order to finally defeat Kevin, Dr. Wily's newest monster needs his brain programmed, and to do that, they need to collect Captain N's past memories onto a cassette tape with a little laser beam. And I swear, most of the characters in this show have some awkward thing with their voice for no reason. I did mention last time how Kid Icarus's voice just constantly cracks. Mega Man sounds like he needs some kind of throat surgery. Dr. Wily, I don't know if he's got some kind of severe asthma and he doesn't have an inhaler or what, but he keeps stopping mid-sentence to take a deep breath.
I need to program his brain first, and he will become Captain N's greatest challenge. All I need to bring my creation to life.
While Mother Brain explains her newest evil plot to her pair of idiots, we go back to Congo Land and we see Donkey Kong is on some kind of adventure of his own. Donkey Kong Jones and the Last Banana, and wait a minute, he's a regular-sized Donkey Kong here. In the first episode, he was enormous, the size of a building. He's searching for some huge banana treasure, and you know what? I can actually imagine this as a plot to an actual Donkey Kong Country game, so I kind of like that. I think this is right on point.
Wow, they sure have some weird movies in Videoland, hey Duke?
Oh wait, that wasn't actually Donkey Kong, it was a movie that Kevin and his friends were watching in Videoland. So it's basically a movie within the world inside of a video game. What they have available to watch is so bizarre. They even have this movie about a Wombat Man, which is clearly a play on Batman. The main character is even called Bruce.
I just want to know one thing, Bruce. Are we going to try to love each other?
Probably not. Now, where did I leave the keys to the Wombat Mobile, anyway?
Hey, what happened to the picture?
Oh, must be the antenna again. I'll call the repair crew.
I love how they mentioned the antenna and calling a repair crew. It really shows how much this show was really a product of its time. I can imagine younger audiences watching this show today. Not that many would be watching Captain N the Game Master today at all, but for hypothetical purposes, they would likely have no idea what the hell an antenna even is. I mean, they do still exist. You can still buy antennas, but it's not something widely used anymore, and the concept of the rabbit ears on top of the TV is pretty ancient now. They call the TV repair crew, and it's none other than...
Don't I know you from someplace?
Oh, well, I never been to someplace. Been no place special a few times, but never someplace.
Oh.
Very obviously Eggplant Wizard to King Hippo. Of course, this version of Simon Belmont is too stupid to realize this fact. Eggplant Wizard is struggling to find the device that Dr. Wily made because his toolbox is filled with vegetables, because why not? And Duke discovers them. So Eggplant Wizard unleashes one of his most powerful weapons, a remote control that turns living creatures into other living creatures. Why not just use this to turn Captain N into a chicken and then run away? It seems like a much better plan than this convoluted plot to create a monster. But I suppose that's why these bad guys always lose. And then King Hippo turns Eggplant Wizard into a sexy woman.
you stop fooling around?
Hi, handsome.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that, channel.
You know, that's really awkward. I don't know what it is with these two. I get there's a beautiful woman staring back at him, but that's still an eggplant man under all that.
Hi, handsome.
Toss your salad.
Finally, they decide to whip out Dr. Wily's device, which reminds me of Riddler's evil scheme in Batman Forever, where he's stealing everyone's secrets through the TV. It's the same concept. And this part actually is kind of cool. They keep beaming the wrong character, so it gives more insight into the minds of these people by infiltrating their heads. Simon sees Dracula, and he's terrified of him, of course completely out of character, and Dracula looks hilarious. I can't really pick just one thing out, but I think it's his hair.
That's Simon's memory, you stupid blimp! You're aiming at the wrong guy!
Apparently, Duke's greatest fear is getting chased by a bunch of cats, and they finally tune into Kevin's mind, and they see a big, darker-looking version of himself. With Kevin's memories in hand, Eggplant Wizard throws a little mushroom at the Captain N team that grows into a giant mushroom with propellers that fly away. I think this is one of the few times that King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard actually have some sort of success. So Dr. Wily, the evil scientist and mad doctor that he is, finishes up his monster, loads up the memories of Kevin into it, and in a very Frankenstein-like manner lifts it up into the sky with a lightning storm above as they all laugh maniacally. And the monster is revealed, the ultimate game master.
It worked! He's perfect!
Behold, the ultimate game master.
It's basically a big, bulky-looking version of Kevin. I love this idea because it falls right in line with Nintendo in general. Most of these characters have some sort of dark or evil counterpart of themselves in the Nintendo universe. Pit has Dark Pit, Samus has got Dark Samus, Link has got Dark Link. It's a trope that's been with Nintendo games almost since the beginning, but it turns out this isn't specifically an alternate Kevin. Using his memories, they created the robot in the image of one of his real-world bullies.
Kevin, you gotta help me. Mike Vincent?
You know him?
Yeah, he goes to the same school I do. Hey, Mike, how were you able to call me from home? I'm not home. I'm here in Videoland on Castlevania. Kevin, come quick. Please.
You've got to go to Castlevania and help your friend.
But he's not my friend. Mike is my worst enemy. Ever since I was a kid, he's been beating me up.
The Mike robot goes into the Castlevania world. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Castlevania, and it is awesome. Evil Captain N pretends that he's actually Mike from the real world captured inside Castlevania, and the Captain N team sets out to rescue him. Oddly enough, this area is fairly accurate to Castlevania at the time. Mike shows up and reveals that he's actually a bad guy, and he summons iconic Castlevania monsters. It's so badass. It's the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Creature, Dracula himself, and all his absurdity.
I want your hide. Let's see if your N team can handle my M team. M for monsters, that is.
It's a Dracula!
Thankfully, no Fleamen were involved in this. And then the battle begins. Simon beats Dracula by taking a picture of him and scaring him away with the flash from the camera. If only the Belmont clan had known about this before, it might have saved them a lot of trouble. My favorite is Mega Man taking on Frankenstein's monster, though. He uses his insane strength to pick up a heavy statue and just lunge it at him at full force. The Wolfman simply gets shot by Kid Icarus and just floats away, which makes no sense to me because it does seem that this is an enclosed area. He would just hit the ceiling and come back down, I don't know. And the Mummy, well, it becomes unraveled. But the threat of evil Captain N is still present, and he has the same NES controller powers as Kevin, so he pauses them and captures them from Mother Brain. And I especially love how they specify how much memory the Mike Android has.
That's right, dude. 1,000 megabytes of memory, and all of it programmed to get you.
Wow, 1,000 megabytes. Wow. That's only like 1 gigabyte of memory. Not impressive at all. I mean, I suppose at the time that was a lot, but look at Mega Man X. Right in the intro screen of the game, this is a game from the Super Nintendo era, and right in the intro screen, it shows he has like 32,000 terabytes of memory. Evil Captain N sucks, and Mother Brain, with all her worst enemies captured and tied up right in front of her, instead of offing them right there and be done with it, Evil Captain N proposes a challenge. Whoever beats the world of Castlevania first is deemed the true Game Master of Videoland. Something that Mother Brain is not too happy about.
Who asked you, Bird Brain?
What?
Looks like you programmed him too well, Mother Brain.
And as a huge Castlevania fan, my favorite part of this episode is where Kevin and Robo Mike run through the levels of Castlevania in an effort to reach the top of Dracula's castle. Kevin zapping weird eyeball monsters that come from the swamp, Mike zaps away the Wolfman. Would have been amazing having the Nintendo Zapper while playing this game as a kid. And Kevin faces a frogman that spits fireballs, and I assume this is the Captain N interpretation of the Merman. One of the coolest monsters we do see is the axe armor. In this version, it's a huge armor throwing a bunch of spears, instead of the smaller axe throwing ones from the game. Definitely a little bit deadlier than what the NES game had. And the deadliest enemy of all, Dracula, and this part blows my mind. Leave me a comment if you agree, but this has to be a soundbite taken directly from the Ninja Turtles cartoon. Dracula's laugh sounds exactly like Shredder. I don't mean similar, it sounds exactly like him. And Dracula is defeated pathetically easy, literally one shot from the zapper. He turns gray, he falls back in his casket, he doesn't turn into the giant blue monster. With Kevin hanging moments away from falling to his doom, he appeals to the evil robot by bringing up the good times that he and Mike had before he became a bully. They camped out at night together, reading books under a tent. They also dressed up as girls and infiltrated a girl's sleepover. And that's all it takes to reprogram an evil robot into a good guy.
What? Destroy them! Dr. Wily, quick! The secret weapon!
Kevin, look out!
Mike!
Ow! Oh! Ah!
This normally would be some sort of dark moment for a children's cartoon. Mother Brain lights up Mike and the robot is dying. But the show doesn't take this moment seriously either, and doesn't make it sad in any way, shape, or form. They're playing some happy, high-energy music, and the robot makes it clear it's no big deal, because he's not the real thing. And Kevin is happy that he became Mike's friend again. Although back in the real world, the real Mike had no idea that any of this went down and is still a huge, chinned bully.
You really are the Game Master, Kevin.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Well, Captain N, didn't I tell you could beat Mike Vincent?
I did better than beat him, Simon. I became his friend again.
And that was episode 3, The Most Dangerous Game Master. Moving on immediately to episode 4, Video Olympics. An episode that's more Kid Icarus world focused, and it's the first one that starts some sort of story arc that flows into more than one episode. Right at the beginning, we're introduced again to the dangerous world of Metroid. This show constantly pushes the fact that the world of Metroid is dangerous and or is brain-shaped.
On the dark and dangerous world of Metroid, the evil Mother Brain is about to discover a sinister secret.
Constantly needs to remind us. And once again, hilariousness ensues due to the stupidity of Eggplant Wizard. Mother Brain's yelling about wanting more power, and he just whips out some batteries.
Power! I must have more power!
Here, Mother Brain, take my flashlight batteries.
Not that kind of power, you withering weakling!
The power she's looking for is the power to rule Videoland, not the power of double A's, and she wants to destroy Captain N and his team. And completely out of nowhere, not even hinted at previously, she also has a Metroid mirror on her wall that can show her what she needs to gain ultimate power. In the world of Kid Icarus, there's 3 sacred treasures that have been hidden for 10,000 years. If she collects them and brings them together, she'll be able to be the new queen. This does sound awfully a lot like the Triforce. The chests are even red, blue, and green like the sacred stones in Zelda, and the colors of the goddesses of Hyrule. In the actual Kid Icarus video game universe, there are 3 sacred treasures. They consist of the Arrow of Light, the Mirror Shield, yes, Kid Icarus also has a Mirror Shield, and the Wings of Pegasus. I don't really know how she can wield all that, considering that she's a brain in a jar, but so be it. Meanwhile, Kevin is practicing in a life-size simulator of the Donkey Kong video game, looking completely different than Congo Land from episode 1, of course. And Mother Brain has an offer. In order to stop the constant fighting, she wants to hold a competition, the Video Olympics, on Kid Icarus's world. If she loses, she leaves Videoland alone forever. If she wins, she becomes the new queen and ruler. Nobody really trusts her, and Princess Lana knows that Mother Brain is up to some nonsense. But with the amazing physical skills of Simon Belmont, Mother Brain won't have a chance.
What if we lose?
Lose? With me on our team? Don't be ridiculous. Simon Belmont is always in prime shape. I can out-jump rope you with my eyes closed. Hey! Stop! Take it easy, you stupid whip! Cut it out! Whoa!
I'm not too sure about you, Simon, but your whip's in great shape.
Very funny.
I think these would have made really cool action figures in this next scene. The Captain N team starts training for the Video Olympics, and they have some new, more athletic clothing. During the 80s and 90s, almost everything got a line of toys, so it's a shame that this show never got an action figure line. I probably would have wanted all of them. Mega Man begins his own training, but he has no idea what to do. He's a robot, so I'm not really sure why he would need to exercise at all, especially since he already has massive strength.
Hey!
That was incredible!
That would have exploded someone had it made contact. That would have been a fatality. And Kid Icarus is practicing his archery skills when he accidentally pierces Simon Belmont in the ass. I love this part because yes, you can see here it hit his ass cheek, but when he turns to the side, the animation looks a little questionable. Look at it.
What, may I ask, were you aiming at?
The target.
Does this look like a target to you?
All you need is a little lubrication.
And then all chaos ensues. Simon launches Kid Icarus with the bow, he flies at him in a rage, hits Mega Man, they all fall. They suck as a sports competition team. There is no teamwork here. Across Videoland, we see a new video game world we haven't been to yet. One of my favorites, often ignored Nintendo franchises, Punch-Out! There's a real quick scene here that's easily missed. I had to rewind it because I found it so hilarious if you're a Punch-Out fan. There's Glass Joe right there in the background practicing. Everybody knows Glass Joe sucks. He's pathetically easy to beat, although he does have that one win on record, which was totally by accident, by the way, a story for another time. In Captain N, as he's practicing, his own shadow knocks him out if you look carefully enough. Something extremely accurate to what would likely happen in the game universe. Glass Joe cannot catch a break. An eggplant wizard is practicing his jump rope skills while shoving food down his throat.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. After I skipped and rope, I ate 1 potato more. Ah, delicious.
This time around, Mother Brain has recruited more bad guys into her ranks. Dracula's back punching a punching bag, because he's a vampire, so of course his gimmick is that he bites everything. King Hippo and Dr. Wily are training together, which consists of Dr. Wily just watching King Hippo pick up heavy weights. But none of this matters, the entire competition is a sham. Mother Brain's planning to use the 3 sacred treasures to destroy Captain N and his team, and only wants to win the Video Olympics to improve her image. And as bad guys do, they're more than willing to cheat. King Hippo puts a bunch of stuff inside his boxing gloves to cause more pain, and Eggplant Wizard has a broccoli bazooka that shoots broccoli.
And my broccoli bazooka!
Why,
No! Wait! It was an accident!
And it also causes the ultimate showdown between Hippo and Vegetable.
Okay, you asked for it. I'll squash you!
No!
And I'll beat you! And I'll get you in an artichoke hold! Oh, not the flying hippo eggplant jam slam!
Meanwhile, the Captain N team still aren't practicing their athletic skills together. They're too busy arguing whose face would be on the cereal box after winning the Video Olympics. But Kevin isn't just a video game master, he's apparently a professional trainer as well. He commands his team to do push-ups, they run around a bit, he drinks a million eggs, it's disgusting, and turn them into the ultimate physical force. Ultimately culminating in them running up some steps totally not inspired by Rocky. Mother Brain arranged for the events to take all the bad guys to the locations of the 3 sacred treasures, so she can snag them for herself, and the Video Olympics begin. The first event is wrestling, and it's quite possibly the most unfair matchup in the history of mashups. Kid Icarus and Captain N are wrestling against Eggplant Wizard and Donkey Kong, the giant gorilla version.
Donkey Kong!
Kid Icarus is absolutely worthless in this fight when it comes to the wrestling challenge. He tries to pick up Eggplant Wizard and he just gets covered in vegetables. So many that he can't get back up, he's useless. And I lost it laughing when Donkey Kong gets tagged in. He just simply puts his finger on Kid Icarus to hold him down. So Kevin gets tagged in, as if he can really do anything against a giant gorilla.
Pick on someone your own size!
Oh no!
1, 2, 3, and the winner is Donkey Kong!
Event number 2, the 400-yard dash, between Mega Man and Dr. Wily through an electric maze. This should be child's play, considering it's a super fighting robot versus a small old man. But Dr. Wily always has tricks up his sleeve involving robot minions.
Mega Man approaches the finish line!
Mega Man!
Did they just straight up kill Mega Man? In the games, when Mega Man explodes like that, he's dead. He's out of health. These Video Olympics truly have no rules. This is Street Video Olympics. Anything goes. So far, Mother Brain's team is winning 2-0, and never mind, it seems Mega Man's okay. He might have had some extra lives left. He's just kind of warped back to the stands. While everyone's distracted by the games, King Hippo's grabbing the first sacred treasure. In event number 3, the Waterfall High Dive between Princess Lana and King Hippo, which is ridiculously high up in the air, and the waterfall happens to have flying sharks inside of it. Another why not thing. While King Hippo dives, Mother Brain sends Eggplant Wizard to collect sacred treasure number 2.
Thanks!
Princess Lana gracefully does a Tomb Raider style dive into the water and wins the event. And do you remember that one time that Simon Belmont and Dracula faced off in a skiing competition? Well, if you didn't, you must have not watched this show. It happened, it's canon. King Hippo and Mega Man face off in a test of strength, and Eggplant Wizard pole jumps. As the final event approaches, the two teams are now tied. The final event is a rocket chariot race. At this point, Kevin's already getting suspicious about the location of all these events that are taking place, but off they go with the race anyways. This entire episode perfectly represents why I think Captain N would have made an excellent 8-bit or 16-bit game. They could have easily been an NES or Super Nintendo one, where the Video Olympics would have been a full level with different gameplay mechanics. We've had video games about less interesting properties back then. Ultimately, Kevin does win the Video Olympics, but Mother Brain got what she wanted. King Hippo retrieved the final treasure, and she seems to become some kind of all-powerful being now, opening the warp zone to oblivion. And that's how this episode ends, on a cliffhanger. And that's how I'm gonna end this video too, on a cliffhanger. We'll cover the continuing adventures of Captain N the Game Master next time, and see if Mother Brain actually conquers Videoland, something that nobody can guess considering there's still a bunch of episodes left in this show. What's your favorite episode so far? Leave me some comments down below, and if you'd like to support my work, I invite you to become a patron. There's multiple levels of support available, or for an option right here on YouTube, you could become a channel member and gain access to exclusive badges, live stream emojis, and exclusive polls. Every dollar helps keep the wheels turning, and I'd like to thank my current patrons and channel members for their continued support. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Make sure you follow me on social media so you never miss a thing. I'll catch you guys later.